So Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios has not been officially announced. Supposed to be sometime late February or mid February. So roughly we're like less than 2 months out, and they haven't announced the fight. Haven't announced the ticket going on sale. From what I know, haven't had an opening press conference. I guess Ryan Garcia has been doing this part by, streaming and staying in the spotlight. I don't know how much training he doing or not doing, or maybe the fight is going to get moved. Now, undercard has been leaking out about the fight. I presume maybe it's gonna probably go in somewhere in Texas, but this is classic PBC. They're just throwing some shit together. Barrios didn't sell versus Pacquiao, and they're probably hoping whatever fans tuned in versus Barrios is probably going to tune in and watch, Barrios and Ryan Garcia. And Ryan is going to bring his fan base, but right now, this fight is on track to pretty much, be a bummer. This fight is on track to be a flop. Now, I assume this is going to be on pay-per-view. And if you don't know, PBC is pretty much fronting the bill for these fights. They don't no longer have Showtime money. Allegedly, they no longer have the investors' money to put behind these fights. And they're hoping they catch lightning in a bottle. But Ryan Garcia, he only sells when he pretty much fights a brother. He didn't even sell a whole bunch of tickets when he fought at the Staples Center. So, Ryan Garcia is, does his fans transfer over to boxing? I feel like had they did a better job of making his fights more accessible, had he been able to fight on ABC, ESPN, Fox, I think a lot of his fans would eventually tuned into his fights. And then if he took it serious, then they would have paid the $60, $90 to watch him fight. But right now, this has a flop written all over it. Ryan and Barrios, and you got to understand, Golden Boy in this too, so they got skin in the game. And I know they working on Virgil Ortiz and this, that, and the third. But what type of event are they gonna have Marios and Ryan Garcia? Is supposed to be the first major PBC card of the year, and usually boxing get off to a slow start. I think boxing kind of start picking it up, second half of March, spring. And that January, February, March, first half of March, they usually tend to drag their feet and take their time. That's what they do. They drag their feet and they take their time. But right now, it just not seem like they putting a lot of effort into it. So either that fight gonna get pushed back. Maybe they're thinking about adding for Fondor and Thurman to it. Right now, Rolly and Shakram, what is they going to do with that fight? I feel like that fight can go on regular prime if they do it as a main event. And then how much more time do PBC and Prime got? How long do this deal run out? Is it a 3, 4, 5 year deal? Because at the end of the day, Top Rank can't even get a deal done. That's the crazy thing. Top Rank, they ain't landed a TV deal. So right now it just seems like boxing got a really, really bad name, and it's pretty much turkey or nothing. It's turkey or nothing. It's turkey or nothing. So, but right now they're not doing a great job of even keeping this fight alive. Ryan Garcia is. I don't even hear Barrios saying nothing. And maybe the fight ain't officially done. Maybe it ain't officially signed, but it's rumored to be PBC's first fight card of the year. And originally that was supposed to be Rolly and Pacquiao and Fondor and Thurman as chief support. And right now it's just, up in shambles right now. Al Heyman looked like he did in the music industry, looked like he replicated in the boxing game. Can't trust the bald head and a smile. And now, for the most part, y'all want to know why these fights ain't being successful. At one point, Floyd used to tell his Uncle Roger it takes 6 months to build a pay-per-view. Now it seems like it takes 6 weeks to build a pay-per-view. And I guess digitally they getting late. Oh, we can do it. And it's just like, it's whatever y'all doing now to build a fight, promote the fight, and produce a fight, it ain't working. That last week blitz, that, oh, we gonna go to Breakfast Club and hit the media circuit, that shit ain't working. Y'all the promoters, the marketers of the fight. What we gonna do? That's the $1 million question. What we gonna do? What we gonna do to step this up in the right direction? And right now, they just doing the same thing over. And I just want to know how they turning a profit, throwing shit together at the last minute. Throwing shit together. And then when they put effort into it, like a guy like Tank didn't even show up to the press conference. Made people wait an hour and some change for him to even show up. It's like it's just the most disrespectful sport who has no respect for people's time. Very inconvenient. You want to, what if somebody want to go support the fight? They tell you 4 or 6 weeks out. You know what I'm saying? And then price everybody out of the tickets. Like, damn. Now you got half the fights going overseas in Saudi Arabia. And then when you actually get a good fight, they price everybody out of it. It's $100 to watch it on TV. It's $400 or $500 just to get in the building. It's like, God damn. And if you got the money, what if you ain't got the time? Okay, only 6 weeks, 4 weeks, they telling you about this shit. And then they going on. Then they allegedly buying the tickets up and jumping the prices up and reselling them at a higher price. And that's the $1 million question. Where's the respect for people's time? Where's the respect for people's, love for the sport? They don't have none. They get mad when people stream the fights. Because then again, in a fight, you never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get when it comes to a fight. Am I lying? You just never know what you're going to get. These big fights, you don't really get no controversy, and they kill it. And right now, sports is down in America, with the gambling accusations, with them, the referees taking forefront. You see what happened with the Warriors and Shea Lee Alexander on that foul. When people are more skeptical now than ever, it's a great time for boxing to take the forefront and to take the forefront. It's a great time for boxing to step up and take the bull by the horns and become one of the top and premier sports. Unbelievable. But this is what you happen when you have these different entities in boxing who really talk to each other, but act like they got beef just not to make fights. They come in not to make fights. They come in not to make fights. And it's like, damn, why not? Why not make these fights? You make these fights, you make money. Well, they protecting everybody. But right now, Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia looks to be on par for what? It looks to be on par for, 1 second. Looks to be on par for a flop. It looks to be a flop. Because, you about less than 6-7 weeks out, and we ain't heard nothing about the fight officially. It's just rumors. It's just rumors. Nothing official. So, it's the crazy thing about it, but we'll see what happens. But Ryan Garcia is the only one that's keeping their name in the spotlight. But people saying, hey, don't seem like he focused or nothing like that. It just seemed like they just want to get wherever they can get out of the sport of boxing and get in and get out. So, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think. But other than that, right now, it ain't nothing to really talk about. You know, boxing is off to a slow start, and really, you know, you got Mazaliev and Josh Kelly, and then you got Shakur and Teofimo Lopez, and that's a big card for January. But then again, outside of that, ain't really much going on. But hey, appreciate y'all. Peace.